Welcome to J.K. Michael's Knowledge Series. This is the Career Improvement Series. Today we will learn about how to make office politics work for you. What is office politics? The Merriam-Webster's online dictionary defines office politics as the activities, attitudes, or behaviors that are used to get or keep power or an advantage within a business or company. Is office politics good or bad? Well, that depends on the user and his or her intent. Office politics is like a knife or electricity. It can be used to cut and cook your meal, or it can harm and destroy. Context really matters. Office politics most times gets a lot of unnecessary and unfair bad rap. Some people associate office politics with a toxic work culture and environment, backstabbing and malicious Machiavellian scheming that involves doing anything and everything necessary to get ahead, often at the expense of others. That is not office politics. That's being a horrible person. You can build influence and relationships, be a great guy at work, and still get ahead. And that's what office politics is about. The ability to deploy your influence and relationships to accomplish your goals at the workplace. How you choose to deploy that influence or relationships would depend on you. A few myths about office politics need to be dismantled before we proceed to talk about how to leverage your influence and relationships towards getting ahead in the workplace. The first is that which we have already addressed, that office politics is inherently bad. No, it isn't. It is relationship and influence at play towards one's goals and objectives. Myth number 2, you can avoid office politics. No, you can't. As long as human beings continue to be social creatures and use relationships to better their positions, office politics will go nowhere. Myth number 3, the third myth assumes that if you're a great worker or a great performer, you do not need office politics. If you will get ahead and get ahead fast enough, you should be able to speak about the great work that you are doing and get others to talk about it too. That is office politics too. The fourth myth assumes that some people are just born great office politicians and the rest of us just have to manage at the bottom of the pyramid. That is false. Office politics is, like earlier stated, the use of relational skills and can be developed and improved with time and practice. Now that we have taken that out of the way, how do we get ourselves to become great at leveraging our relationships and influence to achieve success at the workplace? Number 1, first, do the mind work. Office politics will not work for you if you persist in seeing it as a dirty game or a necessary evil. If your approach to it is to moan, complain, and avoid every form of it, you shouldn't be worried when you continue to hit brick walls in the workplace. Remove the idea from your mind that people engage in office politics so that they can be promoted without work. Yes, there are people like that, but truth be told, a manager that is smart, hardworking, and ambitious yet what office politics will achieve a lot less than a manager that is the same but politically savvy. The politically savvy guy will get more recommendations, more promotions, better postings, achieve more through people, and the list can go on. Don't see office politics as a dirty game. Engage it differently. Change the terms you use to describe it if necessary. Instead of seeing yourself as schmoozing or dishonest and manipulative, why don't you see yourself as making new friends, expanding your circle of influence or networking? Tell yourself, I'm building strategic relationships with my stakeholders, or I'm expanding my coalition of support, and that is what you should do. Don't forget it. It is the user and his or her intentions that makes the difference between good or bad politics. Number 2, understand how your organization plays politics. I've always been a strong advocate for organizational awareness, and there is perhaps no place where this skill is more required than in the political environment of the office. Know the organizational chart, but more importantly, understand the informal network. That means you should study deeper than the titles, jobs, roles, and positions and attempt to understand both the informal and formal power and influence structures within the organization. You need to ask yourself questions like, who are the real influencers? Who has authority but tends not to exercise it? Who is respected? Who champions or mentors others? And who is the brain behind the business? Once you understand where power and influence lies in the organization, you should go deeper to examine the true nature of people's interactions and relationships with one another. And if you do this right, you would unlock the flow of relationships and interactions within the firm, making it easy for you to capitalize on it and gain advantages for yourself. Watch closely but discreetly and respectfully to find out who gets along with who and who finds it more difficult to interact with the others. Look for in-groups, out-groups, or cliques. Notice whether the connections are based on friendship, respect, romance, or something else? Number 3, establish connections. You may begin your social network now that you are aware of how current relationships function. Consider your immediate team as well as those who are above you in the official structure, including managers and executives. Don't be terrified of those who are influential politically. Instead, get to know them and establish genuine relationships without resorting to flattery. Be amiable to everybody, but resist identifying too strongly with one group or another. Additionally, if you're thinking about developing personal relationships at work, make sure you do that with the other person's approval. Avoid any suggestion of improper or unlawful influence and never violate confidentiality. Understand that investing your time in your networks and building the connections that can speak for you and your work will get you these things. This investment in strategic relationship is not a distraction from your real job, but in fact, one of the most important aspects of it. Number 4, keep your feet to the ground. Stay grounded. Now, this nugget can be looked at from 3 angles. First, you want to improve yourself and your politics. This means bettering your interpersonal skills and widening your influence both within and outside your organization. Always pursue self-improvement in the more relational aspects of your life. Listen better, reflect on your impact and the kind of person you are becoming, and never allow yourself to be carried away. The second aspect would be that you should maximize the use of your network. Look for ways to communicate your achievements, giftings, and unique contributions in ways that opens up doors and opportunities for you, your boss, and your team members. If you can be a bridge between you and other colleagues, or a link between what they want and what they can get, then you are on your way to becoming a very valuable individual, and you will find doors of opportunities opening up for you. This brings us to my third and most important nugget of staying grounded. Neutralize negative politics. You can achieve this by not getting yourself involved in toxic games or bad politics. Never engage in anything that would undermine your credibility and impact. Also, watch your back. You don't want to assume that simply because you are having it great at work, everyone is happy and feels great for you. In reality, there are people who think that they are more deserving of all the good results that your hard work has brought to you. And how do you handle them? Number 1, be polite and continue being a great guy. Number 2, you can help to make the workplace become more positive by not fueling the fire and joining in negative politics. For example, avoid passing on rumors without taking time to carefully consider their source, credibility, and impact. And don't rely on confidentiality. It is safer to assume that whatever you say will be repeated, so choose carefully what secrets you reveal. Remain professional at all times and don't take sides or get sucked into arguments or recriminations. When a conflict arises, remember that there doesn't have to be a winner and a loser. It is often possible to find a solution that satisfies everyone. And if you are voicing out concerns or criticisms on your own, be confident and assertive but not aggressive, and make sure that you take on an organizational perspective and not simply a selfish one. To summarize, the activities, attitudes, and behaviors that are used to keep or get power or an advantage within a business or a company can simply be described as office politics. Office politics is neither good nor bad. The user and his or her intent matters. Just like knife or electricity, office politics can be used to cut and cook your meal, or it can totally harm and destroy. Context really matters. Good office politics is about building influence and relationships. It is about using them effectively to accomplish your goals in the workplace. And how do we get ourselves to be great at leveraging our relationships and influence to achieve success in the workplace? First, you do the mind work and stop seeing office politics as dirty and toxic. Number 2, understand how your organization plays politics. Number 3, establish the connections. Number 4, keep your feet to the ground or stay grounded. Widen your network and neutralize negative politics. For more information on career improvement and more specifically managing office politics and making it work for you, please check out our website www.jkmichaelspm.com. We have an endless stream of trainings, courses, and materials to enhance your development. And if you haven't subscribed yet to our videos, please like and subscribe by hitting the red button with subscribe down below. Now for my question, do you have any examples of a political scenario that started out as a negative situation but you managed to turn it around to your advantage? And what did you do to keep the edge over the situation? Please share your responses in the comment section. We'll go through your comments and respond or offer feedback as required. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video.